from Royals baseball. Is it football season yet? No? It's not even June? Great. Glad we all have to deal with this for another 3 months. After hours here on 96.5, The Fan. Logan Weber here alongside Julio Sanchez. And Julio, you know, we've been having this conversation for the last couple of months about me trying to be a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more positive.
It's correct.
On After Hours. God, it's really hard to do that right now.
Find me some positivity, please.
Julio, this is factually correct. I'm not making this up when I tell you this. I have not hosted a show on this station in the year 2026 following a Royals victory.
So
that is not a joke.
So you're the problem.
Apparently.
You are the problem. Right.
The Royals are quite literally winless when I have a show either the night after a game or the night of a game. Like if the Royals if it's a situation where it's like a 1:10 first pitch and we've got after hours after a Royals game, or if the Royals play such as what has happened this week where they played last night, they're off today, and I'm hosting, they've yet to win a game.
What about this situation? They didn't play today. The Tigers played today. They lost. So the Royals are not in last place by a half game.
Hey, I like where your head's at.
You're welcome.
That's about all we've got right now.
You're welcome.
Honestly, I had this thought earlier today, and we may end up making a segment out of it later on in the show. Things you'd rather do than watch Royals baseball. Worst answers only edition. Just the worst things you can imagine doing that would still somehow be better for your mental well-being than taking in 9 innings of Royals baseball right now. This latest series against the Yankees, I mean, there's losing a series, there's getting swept in a series, and then there's what happened to the Royals over the past 3 days. Because you start out with Monday's game where Michael Wacha throws a gem of a baseball game. 7 innings, 2 runs given up, 5 Ks. He only allowed 2 walks. He was utterly outstanding. Daniel Lynch comes in the 8th inning and does his job the way he's done it all year long. You got a 2-2 game going in to the bottom of the 8th inning. Royals down to their last few opportunities in regulation to try to get a lead. And then who comes up big? Oh, there you go. It's Bobby Witt Jr. doing what Bobby Witt Jr. does, right? Solo shot in the bottom of the 8th, gives the Royals the lead, and you're thinking, wow, the Royals are going to take the first game of this series against the Yankees. This is, massive. I was at my parents' house this weekend I was helping my dad build a new back deck for my parents. And I see Bobby Witt go yard, and I shut my phone off for a few minutes. I come back, and I see the final score is 4-3. Lucas Erceg blew it in the 9th. Okay, well, that's fun. And it turns out that was the best that we saw from the Royals.
That was the highlight of your weekend.
That was the best that we got. That was the best that we got from the Royals was Memorial Day, because Tuesday, the Royals lost 15-1. Bailey Falter, who came into the game with like a 9.8 ERA or something utterly ridiculous, got battered. He didn't even go 3 innings as the starter. He gave up 9 hits, 7 earned runs. He didn't walk anybody. Hooray. He didn't strike anybody out either. 16 batters faced. All of them made contact with the baseball.
Not good.
No.
Not good.
Gave up 3 home runs. Luinder Avila comes into the game, and he fared slightly better. Not that you can fare much worse than what Falter did. He gave up 3 earned in 3 innings. Literally, Royals threw 5 pitchers on Tuesday. Every single one of them gave up at least 2 hits and at least 1 earned run. All 5 of them, including Steven Cruz, Eli Morgan, and then they threw Tyler Tolbert for good measure. And somehow Bailey Falter had the worst ERA of anybody on the mound that day. Not Tyler Tolbert, not the guy that's an actual outfielder, the position player that they put on the bump. No, it was still Bailey Falter. He still got battered the worst.
That's why he's not here any longer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then you have yesterday's game, which never felt close. And Noah Cameron didn't pitch terrible yesterday. He only gave up 2 earned runs across 5 innings. He struck out 4. He only walked 1. He did his job. John Schreiber came in and threw a scoreless inning. Hey, don't blink now, but John Schreiber has an ERA of 2.95. Somehow, John Schreiber's gotten his ERA down from the 5 that it was after the month of April. But Nick Mears got battered for 3 runs. And then you threw in Mitch Black, who gave up. It was just an awful 3 days of baseball. And so now here we are. 22-34 is the record. They're 10-15 in the month of May. That's bad enough, especially when you consider the fact that this Royals team started the month of May 5-0. Won their first 5 games in
Got
May.
your hopes up, you know?
Yeah, they won.
right.
They swept the Mariners in a 3-game series in Seattle, I might add, and then took the first 2 games in a series against Cleveland, then lost the series finale of that one, and it has gone completely downhill from there. So what do we do now? I'm looking over here at the whiteboard that Cody and Alex update every day with the Royals record. It says 22-34, 10 games back in the division, 5 games back of the wild card now. Next to that, it just says it's over.
I mean, at this point, can we just not update the board until we have something positive to update the board with?
I don't know.
Why?
That board has had a rough go.
It's a roller coaster
in the last
of emotions.
year. Yeah,
That's
because
correct.
they did the same thing with the Chiefs' schedule last year. Not a lot of good happening there either. It's been a rough year for the board inside the 96.5 The Fan studio. But, yeah, it's over. And I'll go ahead and put my hand right up in the air and say I was wrong. Because I said 86 to 90 wins was this Royals baseball team.
You did.
I said 88 wins was kind of like 88 and 74 felt like where this Royals team could be. Dead wrong. Absolutely dead wrong on that. I mean, think about, at 22-34, in order to get to 88 wins,
Yeah, that's a pipe dream.
never going to happen, dude.
That's a pipe dream.
It's never going to happen. So you're looking at, we're already 56 games into the year. So you're looking at a situation where the Royals would have to win 66 of their last 110 baseball games.
What
Nope.
makes you think that's going to happen?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Right. Absolutely nothing. They have 106 games left. They'd have to win 66 of them to get to those 88 wins. Nope. 66 and 40 for the rest of the year when you are horrific. Nope. It's just never going to happen. And at this point, there's no excuses left. You've got to do something. Whether that is J.J. Piccolo in the front office doing something or the coaching staff of this Royals baseball team doing something, you've got to make a statement. And I believe that statement has to be, and I've been saying this since, the end of last year, Zumwalt has to go. He has to go. I understand that the pitching the last 2 days, Wednesday and Tuesday, was horrific. There was nothing especially Tuesday, there was nothing that the Royals lineup could have done. They gave up 24 hits, right? The Yankees had 24 hits on Tuesday. I don't care what Bobby could have gone 5 for 5 with 3 home runs. The Royals still lose 5-8. They're 15-8. Wouldn't have mattered on Tuesday. But yesterday, you're shut out 7-0. You got 7 phenomenal innings of pitching out of Michael Wacha on Monday and did nothing with it. Something's got to give. You have to make a change somewhere. And I feel like that change has to be Zumwalt. Somebody has to make a move that is going to rattle the locker room a little bit, that is going to shake up that clubhouse and get people to open their eyes. I mean, this team has no identity whatsoever. I mean,
they do. It's just not a good identity.
And at a certain point, if you don't make that change, if you're not going to do that, if it's not getting rid of Zumwalt, if it's not getting rid of the third base coach of this Royals team, which I feel like isn't discussed enough, and I'm admittedly not entirely sure as to what the third base, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but so many base running errors with this Royals baseball team. So many guys that are either not following the directions of the coach, and that itself is an indictment. Other times it seems like it's just the incorrect decision on the base paths that's being made by either the player or the coach. Vance Wilson, thank you. Yeah, something has to be done internally to open guys' eyes a little bit. I mean, look at what the Mets have done since they shook up things in their organization. The Red Sox have been better since they let go of Alex Cora. Sometimes that's what it takes. It is a little bit of a lightning rod for this Royals baseball team. And if that doesn't happen, then guess what? That instead of it becoming Alex Zumwalt or it just being Vance Wilson at third base, it becomes Matt Quattrero. Then all of a sudden it's Matt Quattrero is the one that's got to go. And there's already a lot of advocating for that going on as it is. I'm not necessarily willing to jump to that conclusion yet. Come on, dude. These are professional baseball players. This does not fall on Zumwalt. I'm not saying it all falls on him. I'm saying somebody has to be held responsible to some degree. And if you're not hitting, doesn't it fall on the hitting coach? We've seen the Chiefs offense struggle for the last 3 years, and everybody was advocating for Matt Nagy to go. If the offense changes for the Chiefs, then doesn't it lead you to believe that Matt Nagy was in some way, shape, or form a bit of an issue? The Royals pitching staff was terrible prior to the hiring of Brian Sweeney. And look at how that's changed things. Now, maybe we ignore Tuesday a little bit in that regard because Bailey Falter was just horrific and is now no longer a member of the organization. But I think something has to...
Well, we don't have we have a pretty large sample size of what this offense is over multiple seasons now. And again, something needs to change because what you're doing and what he's doing with the offense right now isn't working. So are we just going to not change anything? No. Do something, like you said, shake things up a little bit, and maybe you can catch lightning in a bottle or something that shows the fans that you care, because this team, like you said, has no identity, and it's like there's no emotion to it. They don't care. So the fans, the worst thing you can do is have fans just tune out because then they don't care either. They just want to care. So give us something.
Yeah.
To work with, something
to just get something.
I think with Q, the no emotion thing, it's a double-edged sword. And right now, just holding steady right now and not having any emotion about losing and not being pissed off about it, that also says something.
I completely agree. Some of these messages are mind-boggling to me. The different opinions that people have about these things, it fascinates me. I got a 620 says, these guys are pro athletes. It's on the players, not the coaches. They get paid to perform. If they aren't, goodbye.
Both,
don't the coaches get paid to coach? Yeah, the players get paid to play, but the coaches get paid to prepare the players the best they can. And it's obvious to, anybody with eyes, that's not happening right now. There are players on this Royals baseball team that we have seen do great things with the bat in their hands. Vinny Pasquantino doesn't just go from a guy who hit 260 last year with 30 home runs on 100 RBIs, and now he hits below the Mendoza line. Those things don't just happen at the drop of a hat. Some of it is bad luck, some of it is the player underperforming, and some of it has to fall under the purview of coaching. There's no question about it. Why do you guys, somebody else, an 816, why do you guys all protect Q so much? Because I think to a certain degree, he does good things. I mean,
it's just very overshadowed by the amount of losing that is going on right now.
Yeah, this year has been awful.
Well, and his unwillingness to change the lineup, there are certain things that he could do to shake things up. But again, his wanting to have a steady hand on this team, I think is a fault to this point.
Yeah, I mean, I got a 913 says Q should have been gone last year. For what? What reasoning do you have behind why Matt Quattrero should have gotten fired last year? Because he took a team that was a consistent 100-game loser and took them to the playoffs in year 2, and then last year they had a winning record? That's why I'm not protecting Matt Quattrero. I just understand how much worse we had it prior to his arrival. I mean, the guy took this Royals team, who, like I said, had 100-loss seasons in back-to-back-to-back years, to back-to-back winning seasons for the first time since 2014-15.
There's other levers that could be pulled before we pull that lever. Absolutely.
I mean, I think he's a notable improvement over what Mike Matheny did in Kansas City. I mean, I understand the criticisms of Matt Quattrero, and they are founded to a certain degree. I believe that he does at times rely far too much on the analytics versus the eye test to a certain degree. Like, oh, this guy's splits are better against lefties, this guy's splits are better against righties, and ignores the fact that this guy is 7 for his last 12 and this guy's 1 for his last 12. Matheny did better with worse lineups.
Debatable.
Come on.
That's debatable.
Come on. Are we serious? That's that's patently absurd. Q is the Todd Haley for the Royals. No, he isn't. Todd Haley was awful. Todd Haley had Brody Croyle starting at quarterback. Like, what are we talking about? He gave Matt Castle a ridiculously large contract to come to Kansas City and do nothing. What are we talking about? What was the reason to retain Q? Back-to-back win. You win 86 games. This, honestly, look me dead in the eye and say that any of the last 3 years, you felt like this Royals baseball team was a legitimate contender in the American League. Never. 2 years ago, to win 86 games with that lineup, with MJ Melendez starting in left field, dude, that was a coaching masterclass 2 years ago. Last year, the injury bug bit you. You couldn't pull yourself back together. Runners in scoring position, it was awful. I think the biggest detriment to Matt Quattrero last year was the fact that he didn't pull the trigger on firing Alex Zumwalt.
Yep.
This year, it's bad. And if it continues to be bad, then yes, we can have that conversation much more thoroughly as the year goes along. I am not willing to say right now, after 56 games, it's time to get rid of Matt Quattrero. I'm just not willing to say that right now.
Well, and I think a little bit of an oversight here is some of this blame needs to go on the front office, because the levers that they pulled to bring in some offensive help this past season, it's not worked out. Who they signed, who they brought in to make all these different moves to improve that offense. I mean, what do we have to show for it? Q can only do so much with moving things around in the lineup, but at the end of the day, the players are the players, and they're not executing. And the front office is responsible for who they're putting on the field.
It's just, this all goes
There's
back
enough
to
blame to go around.
And like, I am a baseball fan, but I'm not an avid baseball fan. Like, I'm not watching all 162 Royals games. I'm just not. I'm not buying season tickets
Especially
to Kauffman.
right now.
Not the kind of Royals fan that I am. I don't know what it is about the sport of baseball. And we've had this conversation before. It just fascinates me how over the course of a 162 game season, just how much of how immediate the reaction can be. Like, early in the year, right? Like, the Royals lose on opening day to the Atlanta Braves, and the sky was falling. Turns out some of that was a little bit founded, but at the time it was like, yeah, they're 1-3 or whatever they were, but it's like there's 158 games left, and people baseball fans live and die by one result out of 162 every single day. And it just fascinates me because I don't feel like you get the same visceral reaction from football or basketball, even though they have much more limited regular seasons. It just, I don't know. It really does fascinate me because I understand the what have you done for me lately philosophy that revolves around sports nowadays. I mean, it is more prevalent now than it has ever been before with the social media and smartphones and having the results right there in front of your face. I think that I understand this season's been bad. I mean, 22-34 is horrific, and I do not discount that. Something has to change. Something has to give. But how we just ignore a team that had a winning record last year and won 86 games in a playoff series 2 years ago, and now we're advocating for the guy that led you to those 2 seasons to be fired. And we're a third of the way through the season thus far. It's bad. Absolutely agree that it's bad. Brother, it's going to be June next week. The early stuff is done. Technically, it is still early. We're a third of the way through the year. I'm not saying that we're in game 30. We're approaching game number 60, and this season is probably over. I don't think this team makes the playoffs. But I'm not willing to say that I'm ready to get rid of Matt Quattrero. Because getting rid of Matt Quattrero may inevitably lead to absolute catastrophe for the Kansas City Royals. It'll lead to another Matheny showing up and us going back to losing 100 games. I understand the frustration. This Royals team was supposed to be better. We all thought that. You've got a top 5 player in baseball. You've got a Hall of Famer behind the dish. You've got 2 young talents that are just oozing potential in the lineup with Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione. You've got budding all-stars at the corners with Vinny Pasquantino and Michael Garcia, and it's fallen flat on its face. No question about it. Absolute certainty to be disappointed. We should all be disappointed. And if internally things are happening and Q is losing the locker room, which I'm seeing people in the text line talking about, then yeah, it's time. But I have not, from a reputable source of any kind, heard that, other than the whole Salvador Perez saying that he didn't need a mental day or whatever it was. I don't know, man. 913-586-7965 is our number. I got somebody saying, who is untouchable in terms of trading? It's a failure from the top down. So far this season, it has been. No question about it. But I also have a hard time having these knee-jerk reactions the way that other baseball fans do, because I can remember being a high school student and listening to people argue on the radio, in the lunchroom at school every day, that the Royals should fire Ned Yost. I heard that. In 2014 and in 2015, I heard people advocating for Ned Yost to be fired. Obviously, the Royals didn't do that, and we all saw how that turned out. Thank God. 913-586-7965 is our number. Logan Weber here with you alongside my producer tonight, Julio Sanchez. When we come back, I want to kind of answer this question. What do we see in terms of the trade market for the Kansas City Royals? Because this is a situation where the Royals may end up more sellers than buyers at the deadline as it approaches here in just a couple more months. You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5, The Fan.
Gomer's voted KC's #1 liquor store, family owned and operated since 1969. With excellent price, selection, and service, Gomer's has helped customers find the perfect libation for any occasion for over 50 years.
When it's time to find the good stuff you're looking for, you find it at Gomer's.
Hi, I'm Carter.
And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out.
Leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Fanatics Sportsbook is America's fastest growing sportsbook, and it's easy to see why. Fanatics Sportsbook is the first sportsbook to offer fair play, which protects your player prop bets on all pro sports against first half injuries. If your player gets hurt early and leaves the game, your bet is refunded. If they're in your parlay, that leg is voided, so your bet plays on. It's only fair. And Fanatics Sportsbook gives you a new way to parlay with squad bets. Instead of betting on multiple players to hit individual totals, you can combine their stats to reach one total together. Why let one player bust your parlay? Squad Bets gives you more ways to win. New users sign up and get 10 days of $100 fan cash bet matches. Only at Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MyReset. CT call 888-789-7777. MA call 800-327-5050. NY call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Tonight, expect possible showers and thunderstorms with a low of 66.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information.
The Coating Gold Garage Sale is back for its 5th year on Wednesday, June 10th, with 100% of the money raised going to the Negro League Baseball Museum.
Last time out, we raised over $15,000 to benefit the NLBM, and this year, we're looking to set a new garage sale record.
Auction items will be available on 965thefan.com, but only live one day, Wednesday, June 10th, with items starting at $9.65.
And I'm thinking, you know what? Your missing glasses will make the auction list. Join us for the 5th annual Coating Gold Garage Sale, benefiting the Negro League's Baseball Museum, Wednesday, June 10th. Right here on 96.5 The Fan.
Regrettably, talking Royals baseball here to begin the show tonight. After hours, 96.5 The Fan. Logan Weber here with you alongside Julio Sanchez producing the show tonight. It's been mostly negative, rightfully so. This team's bad. They're completely underperforming their expectations. Vinny's hitting south of the Mendoza line. Even after a 2-hit day yesterday, Maikel Garcia's a little bit low where his average was a year ago. Bobby Witt Jr. is not even hitting 300 right now. I mean, it's just... Bobby's playing great baseball. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's tied for the Major League lead in WAR.
On this team right now.
Yeah,
it's correct.
I saw somebody over the weekend say, is Bobby Witt Jr.'s tenure with the Los Angeles Angels going to be looked at in 10 years the way we look at Mike Trout's tenure with the Los Angeles Angels? And God, I hope not.
I hope not. That's a tough pill to swallow.
At least Bobby won a playoff series. Mike Trout, think about that. As good as Mike Trout was for so many years, never won a playoff game as a member of the Los Angeles. Hasn't.
What a waste of a career.
And won't probably, because they're like the second worst team in baseball right now behind the Rockies. And he's only in Kansas City for a guaranteed 4 more years after this one.
Yeah, and that's even, you can say that. What's even more amazing about that is they also had Shohei.
Yeah. And did nothing. They had the 2 best players in baseball for a period of time and did nothing with it.
That's correct.
Yeah, Royals don't have that. They just they have Bobby Witt Jr. and the rest of these guys. Some of them have shown tremendous flashes and just haven't done anything with it. So somebody said, we fell for the hype again. I'm over these dudes. Yeah, I'll say the problem is expectations. Every damn year, the team and the sports personalities do their most to create high expectations. Other than 2014, 15, and 2024, we haven't met those expectations.
I had them at 82 wins this year. I don't even know if they don't even get to 80, right? They don't get to 80 this year, right?
No.
Yeah.
The way they're playing right now, I'd be surprised if they got to 70.
Barf.
In 40 years, the Royals have been good 7% of the time.
I don't know if that's accurate, but it sounds right.
It's pretty close.
That sounds right.
I mean, they won the World Series in 85 and in 2015. They got to the World Series in 2014. In between that, has there been anything other than 2 years ago
disappointment
with the wild card series win against the Orioles?
Yeah.
Somebody in the text line right before we went to break asked, who is untouchable on this Royals team in terms of trading? And I mean, honestly, it's an interesting question, but the answer is pretty easy in my opinion. I mean, somebody in the text line did say hold on, I got to find this. Trade Bobby for picks and minor leaguers, get a haul and rebuild. Are you out of your mind?
Do you trust this organization to do that? Because I don't.
Sure, you want to trade Bobby Witt Jr.? We can do it in 2029.
That's absurd.
We could do it in 2030 when he has an opt-out in his contract after that season. But you are guaranteed 5 more seasons of Bobby Witt Jr. on your roster. You would be out of your mind to get rid of him, in my opinion. Do not trade Bobby Witt Jr. He is absolutely untouchable, in my opinion. Is he the biggest bang for your buck? Yeah. Duh. He's a top 3 player in the league. You trade Bobby Witt Jr., you are going to get a massive haul back in return. Is this organization going to be able to use that haul to give you any kind of value similar to Bobby Witt Jr.? Here's a fun stat for you. Bobby Witt Jr.'s WAR this season is higher than every other Royals player, position player combined.
That doesn't make me feel good at all.
Bobby Witt Jr.'s WAR is higher than the Royals pitching staff combined.
You're just making me more sad. What happened to positivity?
So you want to get rid of that. 5 more seasons of a guy who is a potential 7-8+ WAR guy every year. No. You don't trade Bobby Witt Jr. He is untradeable, in my opinion.
Should have just kept those stats to yourself.
Sorry, I'm just giving you the facts here.
If you have nothing nice to say, we
don't always have to like them, but it's our job to present the people with the relevant information, and that is relevant information.
All right.
Bobby Witt Jr. is untouchable, in my opinion. I believe that Jack Caglione, to this point, is untouchable. Carter Jensen probably, just because I think that
it's still too early.
Yeah, you've got value in the minor league system that you could probably deal away while being able to retain Carter Jensen. If a team is looking for a young catching prospect, you have two guys in the top 10 of your prospect system right now that you could part ways with. Outside of those three guys, I'm not sure there's another player on the major league roster that I would deem untouchable.
That includes Salvi.
Unfortunately. Now,
yeah.
Salvi's not going anywhere
And
because
he's probably not going to bring you back anything.
he's not. But also, Salvador Perez has 10-5 rights, which means he has the right to approve or decline any trade that involves him. And knowing Salvador Perez and the relationship he has in Kansas City, how beloved he is with the fan base, I have a hard time believing that would ever happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, throwing that fact in there, if the 10-5 rights with Salvador Perez, those are probably the only four guys on this major league roster that I don't think the Royals would be willing to part with. Then you look at the prospects in the organization. I look at Josh Hammond and Sean Gamble as recent first-round picks that the Royals really want to wait and see on a little bit more, especially with the outfield possibilities of Sean Gamble at a serious position of need, his ability to possibly play left field in the near future. Other than that, I don't have a lot for you. I mean, maybe Kendry Churrillo. I don't think that the way that he's pitching right now in the minor league system at as young an age as he is right now in his first real year of professional ball in the United States at 18 doing what he's doing, I don't think you trade Churrillo. That's basically end of list for me.
I know I've got to hit a break here, but was it a mistake, the Royals not trading some of their pitching? Maybe a Cole Reagans or a Chris Bubich this offseason for maybe a couple more offensive pieces.
Yes. I mean, Reagans
at this point,
Reagans and Bubich are certainly a conversation. That's not the guy I thought of. The guy I thought of was the Royals should have struck while the iron was hot on Noah Cameron.
Yeah.
And I understand not wanting to do that because he just finished top 5 in the American League Rookie of the Year voting. He's a tremendous story, a kid that's grew up an hour north of the metro in St. Joseph, Missouri, grew up a Royals fan, local, pretty local kid. I get it. I like all those stories too. But also, he was a guy that came in with that got to the major league level with very little expectation surrounding him. And he surprised people. This year, that hasn't really been the case. He's been better his last couple of starts, I will say, but that ERA is still north of 4.5. He's just, the stuff's not where it was a year ago. And I think that you kind of lost an opportunity to strike while the iron was hot, so to speak. Now, it really would have made your pitching staff that much worse when you look at Reagans and Bubich being hurt and here we are again, mid-30s Michael Wacha and Seth Lugo just doing their thing.
Being the workhorse.
Yeah, apparently. Meanwhile, these other guys that are in the these other pitching arms who you thought had more promise, they're younger, they're fresher arms, just not doing it, just not at all. And then Bergert gets hurt. Kolek's been great. Bailey Falter was awful. DFA'd for very good reason.
Yeah.
Did you see his thing? Did you see what he said?
He had a pair on him to say what he said.
Oh,
he had a pair on him.
I don't have a consistent role with this team. Buddy, you have an ERA of 14.
That is your role. That is your role is literally to do whatever they need you to do.
I just gave up 7 earned and 2 1/3.
roster.
Hey, put me in the rotation, Q.
Right.
How about you pack your bags? How about that? How about we figure something else out? Because this is not working. Oh, so you'll keep Bobby, but throw away the best pitcher. Who's the best? Yes.
When he's consistently hurt, if we're talking like a Cole Reagans, yeah.
The Royals' best pitcher is not the 3rd best player in baseball.
That's accurate.
Comparing Bobby Witt Jr. to Cole Reagans or Chris Bubich.
Yeah.
What? Are we comparing Minnesota to Hawaii at this point? It's not even close to the same thing.
That's fair.
913-586-7965 is our number. We are so behind on breaks, so we're going to take one now, come back, and briefly maybe discuss a little bit more of this, and then I want to move on to some other topics, okay? Because we've got huge news coming out of the NBA with, of course, Game 6 tonight, Spurs-Thunder. Also, major changes to the lottery system in the NBA. How about a proposal from Major League Baseball about some changes to their payroll system, a salary, one might say, and so much more, including KU baseball tomorrow, hosting a regional in Lawrence. They got a game tomorrow afternoon. I want to talk about that as we go along, not to mention OTAs. Patrick Mahomes is out on the field, giving us more confidence by the day that he'll be ready to go week 1. Logan Weber here alongside Julio Sanchez. You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Side at Rob Side Ford. Bob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Site Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Site Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Site Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob Site.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Think about this. At some point, you stopped calling it pain and started calling it just how I am now. You started mapping out routes to avoid stairs or looking for the closest chair before you even enter the room. And that's not okay. And deep down, you know it. I want to see you get back to being you. The active, carefree version that doesn't think twice about a round of golf or a morning run. I've seen what QC Kinetics can do, and their regenerative treatments are the real deal. They're helping people right here in KC find long-lasting relief from arthritis and old injuries. We're talking about your knees, shoulders, and lower back, recovered without surgery or months in a recliner. The science is real, the treatments are natural, and your body actually knows how to heal. QC Kinetics just gives it the right tools to do it. So don't wait. Get that free consultation today. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line or in Gladstone, 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions. Outside faucets are annoying. We are currently running our outside faucet replacement special of $399 with access. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
It's been just about a week since we got the news of the tragic passing of NASCAR legend Kyle Busch due to a, as they put it initially in the report, sudden illness. Well, we now have more information regarding Busch's passing. The official report on his death certificate was a hemorrhagic shock and disseminated intravascular coagulation.
English, please.
I got nothing for you there.
Okay.
I am not a doctor. Just reading it verbatim. The moral of the story is it was complications from bacterial pneumonia, which led to sepsis. Apparently, he'd had it for weeks before the sepsis officially set in. It was listed as a natural death. Okay. Yeah, he had severe pneumonia, which progressed into sepsis, which is, sepsis is an extremely life-threatening emergency that you can have. It can lead to multi-system organ failure. It shuts down your immune system, makes you more susceptible to other diseases and bacterias. And this is something that is not discussed enough in the racing world. You know, really, we talked about, I threw this out earlier when we're talking about the Royals and this what have you done for me lately philosophy that we have in sports. And that's warranted to a certain degree. I won't argue that point. You can't just hold on to guys for what they have done in the past whenever you need results now. But in a sport like NASCAR, we don't hear it discussed enough just how quickly your fortunes can change. We see it happen in the sport of racing where a guy will have an accident, and he'll have a serious injury and he'll have to be out of the car. He's got to have surgery. He's out for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. And they got to find, these are businesses. These are companies. They're designed to make money, right? It's a capitalist society. So that company, that racing group has to go out and find another driver to drive that car. And sometimes when that racer returns from that injury, there's no car to come back to. So inherently, it forces guys to sacrifice a little bit of their own health and well-being to make sure that they have that job security. The only way that I can guarantee that I stay in the car is if I stay in the car. And, I'm more or less just speaking hypothetically about this. I'm not saying that this is what happened in this situation, but we've heard stories like this before in the world of NASCAR and in the world of racing where a guy is willing to risk making his situation and his health worse because of that overwhelming fear that if he does take time away from the track, that car that he was driving, that sponsorship that he had, that money that was supporting him and his family is not going to be there when he gets back. Was that the case in this situation? I am not certain. I do not know that for a fact. But this is not the first time that something like this has happened in the sport. And many times, it's for that reason. It's a sad state of affairs we have in sports sometimes, no question about it. An all-time legend in the world of racing. A polarizing figure, to be certain. If you've ever followed NASCAR for any period of time, I watched NASCAR a lot when I was a kid. My parents were big into it during my childhood. You either loved Kyle Busch or you hated Kyle Busch. He was that kind of guy.
Very polarizing figure.
They called him Rowdy for a reason. So it's Whether you loved him or you hated him, it's a sad, sad story in the world of racing, and it was a really, really touching tribute over the holiday weekend at their most recent race. They did a moment of silence, and they honored Kyle Busch with his wife and his son there. Really, really sad, but important to remember the legends that we have in sports, and Kyle Busch certainly one of them. 913-586-7965 is our number. Stick around. We're going to talk about it. Salary cap suggestion for Major League Baseball. It's a fascinating one. It's going to be a hot topic of discussion for months and months and months, and may ultimately lead to the biggest lockout in the history of the sport. Yes, I'm talking bigger than the 94 lockout. That's what we're staring down the barrel of. Logan Weber here with you alongside my producer tonight, Julio Sanchez. After Hours, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell doesn't fudge on deliciousness. Our new black raspberry fudge ice cream in pints and half gallons combines black raspberry flavored ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a chocolate fudge swirl. The result is real. Taste the truth.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Henhouse markets and select Apple markets.
Hi, folks. Bob from Blue Springs Ford. Hey, Blaine, my sister Kathy wants to buy a Bronco at an employee price.
What perfect timing, because right now Blue Springs Ford is giving employee pricing to everyone.
So what's the real difference in pricing?
2025 Bronco Sport starting at $29,000.
Wow, that's less than $30,000.
Up to $10,000 off MSRP on 2026 F-150s, and you get a lifetime powertrain warranty for free.
Folks, go to BlueSpringsFord.com right now, because this ends soon.
Imagine buying your next car from one dealership.
With the support of many.
With everything you'll ever need.
When you buy from any of the Balderson Auto Group dealerships, you're getting the support from all of our dealerships.
Like our 100 service bays, collision, and detail centers.
And our free exclusive lifetime warranty. No other auto group gives you that.
From north, central, south, the Balderson Auto Group has you covered.
A family committed to
excellence, growth,
and harmony.
Go to bagkc.com.
At Telly Tire, when it comes to car problems, we've heard it all. From tires to timing belts to faulty air conditioning. Ooh. At Telly Tire and Auto Centers, we've been fixing problems like these and customers' bad days for over 80 years. So relax and take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
The Kansas City Auto Show is back, and we're taking over the Overland Park Convention Center with more brands, more test drives, free parking, and all new features. Join us June 4th through 7th at our exciting new location at the Overland Park Convention Center. Get up close to the latest cars, trucks, and SUVs. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss your chance to see your future of driving all in one place. Get your tickets now at kcautoshow.com. The Kansas City Auto Show, June 4th through the 7th at Overland Park Convention Center.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today.
Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
We'll spend some more time in the 7 o'clock hour talking about Game 6 tonight, Oklahoma City Thunder against the San Antonio Spurs. Thunder up 3-2 after they won Game 5 2 nights ago. We got some news. I'm not sure about its effect when it comes to the NBA Finals, whoever wins Game 6 tonight. But ESPN reported less than a half hour ago, Mitchell Robinson, he's the backup center for the New York Knicks. He's one of the better defending bigs in the NBA. Has a broken pinky finger on his right hand. There's no timetable for his return.
Is that something you could just slap some kind of cast on and still play?
Yeah,
I guess it depends on which hand is the dominant hand or not.
What have you. I mean, it's not as if Mitchell Robinson is a 20-point-per-game scorer.
Right,
the guy's not getting a lot of looks offensively. He averaged 5.7 points per game during the regular season. Where he makes his impact is his rebounding and his shot blocking ability. He only averaged 19 and a half minutes per game in the regular season.
They'll need him in his fouls if the Spurs were to advance.
Correct. Or frankly, the Thunder, for that matter. Because the Thunder the Thunder don't have they don't have a Victor Wembanyama by any means, but they have Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. Both of those guys can really do some damage on the low block. I mean, the Knicks know what kind of damage Isaiah Hartenstein can do. So, I mean, in less than 20 minutes of action during the regular season, Mitchell Robinson averaged 8.8 rebounds and 1.2 blocks per game. His interior presence is a major benefit for the Knicks, with him coming off the bench to spell Karl Anthony Towns at points in a basketball game, or even at times playing alongside Karl Anthony Towns, and Karl Anthony Towns kind of plays the four. I don't imagine... I mean, I'm surprised that they're saying he's going to miss time with a broken pinky finger. I mean, depending on the severity of it, I mean, if it's fractured in a couple of places,
I feel like that's something you can play through for an NBA Finals.
Somebody in the text line brought it out and said Kobe play. I don't know if he had a broken index finger or if it was dislocated, but he had a very similar, he had a finger injury and he kept playing. I mean, it's the NBA Finals, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a situation where, like, it's a knee thing or it's an Achilles thing. Like, Tyrese Halliburton probably should have taken some time in that playoffs last year. I mean, there was a lot of talk about how compromised his calf muscle was. And, I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, Kendrick Perkins, prior to that Game 7, talked about other guys. Like, Kevin Durant was talking about his calf was bothering him right before his Achilles thing.
Are different.
And this is a pinky. Like, how much worse are you going to injure a pinky?
Correct.
We'll see. 913-586-7965. We'll talk Game 6, Spurs Thunder, coming up in just a little bit. But major news out of Major League Baseball, no pun intended, a proposed salary cap from the league. What could it mean for Major League Baseball as a whole moving forward? Will it ever get passed? That's the question. We'll talk about that next. Logan Weber here with you alongside Julio Sanchez, after hours on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5, The Fan.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Amanda, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of bridal design, I travel the world for inspiration so that your engagement ring stands out from the rest. My team of in-house designers and I work alongside skilled artisans to curate the most beautiful collection of exclusive engagement rings. At Shane Company, you'll find the ring that's a reflection of your unique style. No cookie-cutter designs here. See our selection in-store or at shaneco.com. Because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Range Bait with Dusty Likens is now up on the Fan's social channels. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Chris Stegall lied about President Trump.
Donald Trump's not a conservative. I will not support Donald Trump.
And now he's lying about Nathan Willett.
Woke Willett spent $631,000 of your money on transgender outreach programs.
Those are flat-out lies from Chris Stegall, who attacks President Trump. And here's the proof. He voted against trans surgeries and trans bathrooms. Nathan Willett is a Christian, conservative, and seventh-generation North Missourian.
I'm Nathan Willett. I'll fight for President Trump, and I approve this message. Paid for by Nathan Willett for Congress.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Major League Baseball trying to make a change. A salary cap proposal from the MLB owners for the first time since the strike of 1994. That should tell you everything you need to know about the battle that is going to ensue across the MLB. After hours here on 96.5 The Fan, Logan Weber alongside Julio Sanchez. Before we talk about this salary cap proposal in Major League Baseball, just got to give a quick shout out. Okay, anybody who knows me knows that I am the oldest of three children. I've got a younger brother who's 3 years younger than me, and I've got a younger sister who's 6 years younger than me. My younger brother he's a PE teacher, he's a football coach, and he's a baseball coach. He's an assistant baseball coach for Excelsior Springs High School, which is up on the north side of the metro, about 10 minutes from where I grew up. You just got to win tonight. 8-7 as the Excelsior Springs Tigers are going to be advancing to the state Final Four next week.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, down in
Big
my own
time.
stomping grounds of Springfield, Missouri is where they're going to be. So that's pretty cool. It's his first year as an assistant baseball coach, and apparently they got a pretty good squad. They won on Tuesday against Benton out of St. Joe, and then today they get a win 8-7. So congratulations to my younger brother Coleman and the Excelsior Springs Tigers. Not the time or place to be talking about it on 96.5 The Fan, but I just thought I'd give a little shout out real quick. Now, let's get to the meat of the matter. Major League Baseball. The owners are proposing a hard salary cap to the players and the Players Association as part of their next CBA. It is a firm cap proposal, the first one since 1994. The proposal would require each team in Major League Baseball, right? And we say salary cap. Here's something important. It also includes a salary floor. Everybody sees salary cap and say, oh, you can't go over that amount. They're also proposing a minimum, meaning that all teams, all 30 clubs in Major League Baseball have to maintain a payroll between at least $171.2 million without exceeding $245.3 million, beginning next year in 2027. Just as it does under the current competitive balance tax system that includes player benefits. So let's just take a look really quickly. How many teams currently in Major League Baseball,
big change for a lot of teams,
would fail to reach that, to be in between in that threshold? Taking a look at it right now. Again, the maximum amount of this proposal is $245.3 million, including player benefits. Meaning 6 teams in Major League Baseball are above that number. The Atlanta Braves with $267 million in payroll. Phillies, $281. The Blue Jays at $283. The New York Yankees, $291 million. The Dodgers, $300 million. And the New York Mets with $334 million in payroll.
That Mets one is shocking.
Yeah. Then you have the floor, $171.2 million in payroll. How many teams fail to reach that amount? How about half of baseball? Orioles, Mariners. How the hell are the Mariners under that amount? That's absurd to me. The Royals, Reds, Brewers, Rockies, Twins, Pirates, Rays, Cardinals, A's, Nationals, White Sox, Guardians, and Marlins. So, with 6 teams, teams are above the cap and 15 are below the floor, meaning there are 9 Major League Baseball teams that would actually be in the clear with this proposal. The only 9 teams that are currently good to go: the Astros, Cubs, Padres, Tigers, Giants, Red Sox, Diamondbacks, Angels somehow, and the Texas Rangers.
I mean, look, the fact that they're even having this discussion says something. So this is proposal number 1. We know how this process works, right? It's a negotiation process. So this is just a starting point for them to have the discussion that will change. But man, that's a shocking floor to start with. That will most certainly not be the case if they were to invoke this change. And probably not that quickly. That's astounding that they're just trying to run that out there next year.
Yeah. I mean,
my God.
They got to try something, right?
Yeah,
because
it has to be. I think personally it has to be done.
It has to be done. And there's no agreement as of right now. The current collective bargaining agreement in Major League Baseball is set to expire on December 1st. If there is no agreement prior to that December 1st deadline, then we have a lockout. And a lockout means just that. It's not just that they're not playing baseball. Lockout means they can't go to the facility. Yeah. They can't go to the ballpark. Players can't contact the team. They can't. No league business is conducted. There's no trades. There's no free agency. Everything will stop. So we're still about 6 months from that point, right? We're coming up on the end of May here. June 1st is later on over the weekend. But this is an interesting situation because it feels like, and I don't know if this has happened in my lifetime, anytime there's been a CBA that's getting ready to end and a new agreement has to be made, it has always seemed to me that the fan bases of the sport are overwhelmingly in favor or on the side of the players. This feels like a situation where the fans are on the side of ownership. The public is siding with ownership and this proposal as things stand right now. Because, I mean, anybody who's followed the sport of baseball, even casually, I mean, I'm only 28 years old. Like, I haven't been around long enough to be as big a baseball fan as so many other people are. You know, the people that watched those George Brett, Willie Wilson baseball teams in the 80s. Baseball has always been inherently an unfair sport. The way baseball is played is unfair. It is a game of extreme talent. It is one of the hardest sports in the world to play. Anybody who tells you that, like, basketball is harder than baseball is lying to you straight up. Anybody who says football is harder than baseball is a downright liar. That person is not to be trusted with sports takes. It is the hardest sport I have ever played in my life, not named golf. I suck at golf. I love playing it, but God, am I bad. The sport itself is unfair. And what has made it even more unfair in the last, half century, even further back than that, is this lack of a consistent payroll system that it's never been in place. So it's allowed for the big fish to eat the smaller fish. It's allowed for these small market organizations that have produced talent and cultivated it to basically become farm systems for the elites of Major League Baseball. We've seen the Yankees take advantage of it for years in the 90s and in the 2000s. The Red Sox in a similar fashion in the 2000s. Now we're seeing the Los Angeles Dodgers do it. I mean, all the credit in the world to the Los Angeles Dodgers for how good these teams have been over the last few years. But let's not sit here and delude ourselves into thinking that it was just great managerial stuff. It was a great farm system that got them here. It was tremendous development of their players. Hell no. You're just going out and finding the best guy that other teams created.
Money helps.
You just went and outbid the Angels for Shohei Ohtani. You just went and outbid everybody, for that matter, for Kyle Tucker. You went and paid all the money in the world for Blake Snell. You went and got Yoshinobu Yamamoto from the international ranks. How many players on this Dodgers team in 2026 were actually drafted, placed in the minors, and developed by the Los Angeles Dodgers? I would say less than 10. I mean, other than Will Smith, is there a guy you can think of? Andy Pajes, maybe? But, like, your whole pitching staff came from other teams, or they were an international signing from a professional league there. This has to happen. You know, the quote that we got today, fans overwhelmingly support a salary cap and floor like in the other leagues because they don't believe a $446 million spending cap from top to bottom is a fair fight. That came from Glenn Kaplan, who's the league spokesperson. Completely agree. Quote, our salary cap and floor proposal levels the playing field while sharing baseball revenue with the players 50-50 as we grow the game together. It would include a 50-50 split of league revenue with the players. As that increases, the salary floor and the salary cap would continue to increase, like it does in every other sport. I mean, look at what's happened in the NFL. I mean, in the last half decade, the salary cap in the National Football League has risen by almost $100 million. Billionaire owners are not seeking to cap their profits or asset values, only player salaries. That came from union head Bruce Meyer in that situation. I don't think that's fair to say at all. It's a play to control costs, increase profits, and maximize franchise values, all at the expense of players past, present, and future. That's not true. That's not true at all, in my opinion. I mean, think about the number of teams. I mean, 12 to 15 teams in Major League Baseball would have to pay more money in order to get within that threshold. And only 5 or 6 teams would have to pay less. Doesn't sound like they're trying to curb salaries to me. Sounds like they're trying to level an unfair playing field. I mean, can you think of, in the last 25 years, a team that was in the bottom 10 of payroll in Major League Baseball that won a World Series? A quote-unquote small market team at that point to win a World Series. Not a one. Not even the Royals. The Royals were actually close to the top 10 of Major League Baseball in payroll when they won it in 2015. And then they went right back into the 20s afterwards. Thanks, David Glass. Appreciate that from you. This is the right move, and I don't believe that it's going to lower player salaries. I don't think it's going to do that. I think it's going to allow for other organizations to retain their talent in a much more effective manner.
Well, it'll lower the top-end talents cap for what they can earn. I mean, it puts a cap on what those top players can earn, but it brings the floor up on some of those lower-end, back-end of the roster type of players where now they're going to get... I mean, either way, who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, let's make baseball more competitive. This is a $330 million payroll by the Mets. It shouldn't be a thing.
There's also discussion of it's commonly referred to in the NBA as the Bird Rule, Larry Bird rules, which means that a organization would be able to, if it's negotiated into the CBA, they would be allowed to go over the salary cap mark in order to pay players currently on the roster. So, I mean, for the sake of the conversation, just throwing a hypothetical out there, will it ever happen? No. Say the Royals are, if the cap is $245.3 million, if the Royals are at $240 million and they need to give Bobby Witt Jr. a new contract, they are allowed to go over that amount in order to sign Bobby Witt Jr. to an extension because he's a player currently on the roster. You would not be allowed to exceed the salary cap in order to pay a free agent or acquire somebody via a trade.
That sounds like a big loophole.
It is used quite often in the NBA. They could also potentially negotiate a phasing in period for the cap as well.
I think they would have to.
My question is, there's no, I'm seeing nothing in this proposal, in this article from Jesse Rogers of ESPN, addressing the deferred payments. Because in my opinion, that's the first thing that's got to be in the CBA.
That's correct. That drives me nuts that teams can do that.
Salary cap and salary floor certainly have to be a topic of conversation. I am a 100% advocate of those moves. But I think the first thing that's got to be addressed is this deferred payment thing. Like you can't offer Shohei Ohtani a $500 million contract and pay him $20 million of it during the lifetime of that contract, and then pay him the other near $500 million in the 10 years after he's done. Like, I mean, no. I'm sorry, Bobby Bonilla Day is all fun and games. I'm sick of it. You know, Bobby Bonilla getting $1.7 million every such and such day every year for the last 30 years. Yeah, that's funny. Watching Shohei Ohtani win MVP after MVP and be arguably the greatest player in the history that we've ever seen of the sport and get paid $2 million a year while he's doing it, and then watching him get paid $500 million in the decade that follows, that's inherently not right in the sport, in my opinion. Will we see that addressed? I don't know. 913-586-7965 is our number. About 10 minutes to tip off Game 6 tonight of the Western Conference Finals. You've got Spurs Thunder tonight, and I want to talk about it. Let's talk Spurs. Let's talk unethical hoops when we come back. Logan Weber, Julio Sanchez, After Hours, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell doesn't fudge on deliciousness. Our new black raspberry fudge ice cream in pints and half gallons combines black raspberry flavored ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a chocolate fudge swirl. The result is real. Taste the truth.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at select Walmart supercenters and select neighborhood markets.
Spring is here. Now's the time to get your air conditioner ready with a $49 AC tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. A tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. You already know that every Royals game is right here on 96.5 The Fan. But if you're looking for more Royals coverage, tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Fernier throughout the week. He joins Fesco and Dusty every Monday morning at 8:20. Cody and Gold every Wednesday at 12:30. And he joins The Drive every Friday at 3. Miss anything? Check check it out on the show podcast or all things Fern Channel, wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Another part of that story on the salary cap proposal from the MLB owners that I didn't share, just reading through it a little bit more now. Yesterday, the union, not necessarily a proposal of sorts, but they threw out the idea of higher CBT thresholds as well as a higher minimum salary in Major League Baseball, and taxing teams that spend too little. A tax on teams that have less than $150 million on their payroll. There was no mention of a hard salary floor or cap with their recommendation. What they threw out.
What's going to happen to those taxes that are collected, though? You know, does that go back into the pool and gets put back in their pocket?
I have absolutely no idea.
Degree? No.
The one thing I am certain of is how uncertain I am that we will see baseball at all in 2027. And that's something that doesn't get talked about quite enough in my view. And I want to talk Game 6 eventually, but I was having this conversation over the weekend. One thing that it hadn't really come to my attention until very, very recently. Think about the impact this could have on players' legacies. Like, think about some of the guys in Major League Baseball that are pushing for serious recognition in their careers. Of course, the first guy that comes to my mind, Salvador Perez. I mean, he is, in my opinion, a Hall of Famer. He belongs in Cooperstown, to me. I mean, he's not having the best of years this year, but man, I mean, he's top 10 all-time among catchers in home runs. He just tied George Brett for the most home runs by a Royal in Kauffman Stadium for a career. By the time the season is over with, he could very well pass George Brett to be to have the most home runs in Royals history. Doing it behind the dish quite a bit. 5 Gold Gloves. Nearly a double-digit time All-Star. Multiple Silver Slugger awards. A Clemente Award. A World Series MVP. The people that say Salvador Perez isn't a Hall of Famer are the people that pay attention to the war, which I can't stand. I don't hang my hat on things like that. And if we're hanging our hat on war for why a player does or doesn't deserve to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame, Salvador Perez has a war higher than Roy Campanella. Roy Campanella's in the Hall of Fame. Are we going to argue that Roy Campanella doesn't deserve to be in the Hall? And if he does, then shouldn't Salvador Perez also belong? I mean, how many guys have 5 or more Gold Gloves and 3 or more Silver Sluggers, regardless of position? It's got to be a pretty limited list. And I look around at the rest of the league as guys that, I mean, it could have an impact on their careers. I mean, Salvador Perez is towards the end of his career. If there's no baseball in 2027, will we ever see him? Will he come back and play in 2028 at 38 years old after missing an entire year of Major League Baseball? What about a Jacob deGrom, who has had a career resurgence with the Texas Rangers, but he's 38 years old. He misses that 2027 season. All of a sudden, he's 40, a complete year away from baseball. Is he going to have more opportunities to continue to build upon his legacy? Blake Snell, I feel like, kind of falls under that argument at the same time. What about like a Giancarlo Stanton? He's 47 home runs away from 500, or he's, right around 45 home runs away from hitting that 500 mark, which is more or less, that's a stamp of guarantee to get into Cooperstown. But if he doesn't get that this year, and there's no baseball next year, what does it mean for the possibilities for him in 2028? How could it affect the Hall of Fame resumes of some of the best players of the past 15 years of Major League Baseball? And that kind of sucks to think about. I just think it's an inevitability. I mean, we have to, it has to be addressed because baseball is outrageous right now. I mean, every year, we are seeing the Los Angeles Dodgers with taking at least one, if not two players from an organization simply because they've reworked a system. I mean, Blake Snell was a phenomenal pitcher with the Tampa Bay Rays. They just got outbid by the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow, very similar situation. The Angels got outbid for Shohei Ohtani. Right? I mean, the Mookie Betts thing kind of is what it is because he wanted out of Boston. So be it. Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers just threw out more money. And that's a bizarre situation, too. And it seems like Freddie is still kind of taken aback by it. Kyle Tucker and what the Dodgers did with him this offseason. Going and giving Edwin Diaz crazy money to come back and be on the, to pitch for this team. You got to do what you can. I mean, some of that stuff has got to get curbed. I'm not saying that, I'm not advocating for the players to not have the opportunities to make the kind of money that they're making now. And I don't think that this proposal would do that. I'm saying that it would be nice to see Tyler Glasnow at the height of his powers have an opportunity to stay with the Tampa Bay Rays and not just go to Los Angeles because the Dodgers are offering $100 million more because they can defer all these payments and because they're good for it. I'd like to see the sport be a little bit more fair, is all I'm saying. In an incredibly unfair sport, feels like a small thing to say, hey, I feel like we need to make sure that we don't have teams with $500 million payrolls and other teams with $140 million payrolls. Something's got to give. I'm sick of seeing the same four teams in the World Series. I mean, at this rate, until something changes, I can't expect the Dodgers to lose a World Series in the next 5 years. I just can't expect them to, if this is the format that we're going to continue to use. And I have to believe that is inherently unhealthy for the sport of baseball. So many things are discussed as the reason why Major League Baseball isn't as popular as, say, the NFL or the NBA anymore, right? America's pastime is just not captivating people the way it used to. And there are lots of reasons for that, I think. The game is played differently. Higher velocity from pitchers, more launch angle. Guys are trying to hit the ball out of the yard. They're striking out 200 plus times, yada, yada, yada.
I mean, you say that, but their revenue is obviously not hurting because they're able to pay players. So, yes, it's probably not good from a fan's perspective. It's not great, but from a revenue perspective, I mean, they're making the money where they need to make the money.
That's
so
fair.
Why do they care?
But I think the biggest reason why I think baseball has lost popularity in the last 20 years plus is because there's 20 organizations, there's 20 fan bases in Major League Baseball that know year after year it's never going to happen.
We're just happy to make it into postseason play.
I mean, unless you can have a magical run, unless you can culminate all the talent together at once and catch lightning in a bottle, sort of the way that the Royals did in 14 and 15, you kind of inherently know, like, bigger teams and bigger cities with bigger payroll are just going to have
They're going to crush you. It's going to catch up to you eventually in the playoffs.
The Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, they're just going to get you. And that's an inevitability that you kind of just have to wait on. And it sucks. It makes baseball less fun to watch. 913-586-7965 is our number. I've procrastinated long enough. Let's get after it. We're going to talk Game 6. Spurs, Thunder tonight. How many times, over under, will Shai Gilgeous-Alexander flop his way to the ground? That's what we want to answer next. Here on After Hours, Logan Weber alongside Julio Sanchez, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Will we see a Game 7? Or will the Spurs be headed, or excuse me, the Thunder be headed back to the finals? That's what's on the line tonight. I'm hoping for Game 7.
It's going to happen.
So far, so good. Spurs out to an early 9-2 lead. Victor Wembanyama, back-to-back triples on back-to-back possessions. It shouldn't be legal.
You say that, but OKC's obviously no pushover, you know?
That's fair.
They're favorites for a reason.
I'd love to see that movie. Somebody should write that movie. Write a movie up. Victor Wembanyama plays the lead. Where one off season, sort of Space Jam-like in a certain respect, but just stay with me for a second, okay? Picture it.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama is doing his thing in the off season. Something happens. He wishes upon a star. I don't know. Bugs Bunny crawls out of a hole in the ground. Whatever it is. Victor Wembanyama is transported to the NBA in like the 1960s. They would accuse that man of witchcraft. To be 7'5", dribbling like a guard and hitting 3 after 3 after 3. I mean, not that there was 3-pointers in the 60s, but like, could you imagine a player like that in an era like that? The guy's a freak of nature. They call him the alien for a reason.
I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know, there were.
I mean, there were some dogs. I'm not going to lie. Let's see Wemby and Bill Russell go head-to-head. Let's see Wemby and Wilt Chamberlain go head-to-head. Just saying. I don't think you would have seen any of those guys pulling from 28, pulling up from 35 feet to tie a game and send it to OT in Game 1 the way he did in this series.
I mean, look, you know, a nice hook shot from the 3, you know? Would love to see that.
Kareem skyhook from 26? That would have been absurd.
You know?
That's crazy. But, I mean, here's the thing. I hate saying it because I'm a basketball guy. I always have been. I love football. I love baseball. But basketball is where my heart resides. It is my favorite sport. It's been that way my entire life. The Oklahoma City Thunder are top to bottom, the most talented team in the association. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can hate Oklahoma City as much as you want to. You cannot deny that they have the most talented roster construction of any team in the league. That should be enough. What makes people, I think, anti-Oklahoma City Thunder, what's made me more of an Oklahoma City Thunder hater to some extent, is they just play an unethical brand of basketball.
Yeah, it's not very appealing.
I mean,
it's not.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is ending up on the ground double-digit times every game in this series. I mean, that play in Game 5, the Jared McCain play, and I like Jared McCain as a player. I think he's incredibly interesting. Like, his social media is incredibly entertaining. I think he got done dirty in Philly. I'm glad that he's with an organization that is doing what they can to provide the best situation for him. I think he'll thrive in OKC. But that play in Game 5, like, he got fouled in the front court, like as he's crossing half court. That's a foul. The officials missed it. Bad look on the officials. But for Jared McCain to then take 3 dribbles, cross himself over, and literally dribble back into the direct path of his defender to draw the foul, that's unethical hoops. That is unethical basketball. I just...
Well, and especially the way that they play on the off. I mean, on the defensive end, they're physical. They are physical, cheap shots. Like, they play that way dirty on the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side, they play dirty in a whole different way.
Yeah. They're super physical on defense, and they are Oscar winners offensively.
Correct.
It's just, I just
Soccer
can't
players.
get behind it, man. And there was another play in Game 5, and I can't recall exactly which player it was. I don't know if it was Jalen Williams, not J-Dub Jalen Williams, not the All-NBA Jalen Williams, the other one, the one that comes off the bench. There was a Spurs player that was standing on defense. Jalen Williams ran directly into this dude's chest, made direct eye contact with the Spurs defender and ran through him on purpose. Foul on San Antonio. Player control. He didn't allow the offensive player to make his way through. He wasn't even guarding Jalen Williams. He was guarding the ball handler. And we just, about fouling the Spurs. And in the defense of the Oklahoma City Thunder, to a certain extent, it's not all their fault.
Hey, look,
the fault lies a lot on the officiating in this series.
They're taking advantage of, that's just the style they play. They're daring the refs to call fouls on them or not call. I mean, look, they're playing within the rules of the game, technically, gray area. Good for them, honestly. It's frustrating to watch, but they're taking advantage of a certain situation, and they're winning. How can you blame them?
Yeah, no question about it. The game early here in this first quarter, but Wemby's playing well. Spurs are up. It is utterly mind-boggling to me, though, to some degree, just how often Julian Champagnie gets shots up
right
for this Spurs team. Why is this man shooting the ball so much? I mean, you've got Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. Why is Julian Champagnie, as of this moment, the only other guy on the Spurs with multiple shot attempts besides Victor Wembanyama?
Which, by the way, one of the most deceptively spelled last names I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to say Champagne.
Yeah. Champagne.
Delicious.
There's like 15 ways to pronounce that last name. The last one I would have thought of was Champagnie, but apparently that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. So far for the Thunder, their best player's been Isaiah Hartenstein, as he just got put into the freaking blender by Wemby.
Yes, he did.
13-7, Spurs up already in this one. I also inherently can't stand the fact that the game's on Peacock. That does irritate me a little bit.
Going to specific platforms for sports is just, it's killing me. The NFL,
brother,
it's just killing sports, man.
Dog, you want to put a random March Spurs Thunder game on Peacock? You go right ahead. Okay, you want a Week 8 NFL game on Peacock or Amazon Prime, whatever. Right? Yeah, okay. Put Thursday Night Football on Amazon
Thursday
Prime.
night, yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Go for it. Okay? Nobody's going to be tuning in to watch Jets Titans anyway. But the Western Conference Finals on Peacock? What?
I literally just spent 20 minutes prior to this segment trying to figure out how I could backdoor getting into the game and watching the game on our TV here.
Yeah, and I watched a second round game the Spurs were playing that was on Amazon Prime. Okay. Like I said, you want to play a regular season game on a streaming service, fine. Postseason games, playoff games, that's for nationally syndicated broadcasting. I'm sorry. This is outrageous to put this game on Peacock. And I'm a streaming guy. I mean, I am
too. I have a million different services, but I don't, like here, I'm not at home, so now I have to backdoor screen mirror to the TV and do all these different things so I don't have to log into download a new app on a TV that's not mine and log in and do all this nonsense.
Somebody's telling me that somebody on the text line says the game's on NBC. I couldn't find it.
We don't have regular channels in here.
Interesting. Somebody just sent me a link to a Stream East or something like that, right? It's fine. I have a Peacock account, so I could watch the game.
You don't want to log into a random TV that. I feel it. It's a bit frustrating.
True story. Game is currently on NBC.
It is.
So it's on Channel 41. All right. So never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, but you don't have 41 in there. I don't have 41 in here.
I jumped the gun a wee bit, but I feel like the point still stands to a certain degree. Yeah. Like that second round game, which was on Amazon Prime.
I'll keep my complaint.
I will too. ESPN is saying that it's on Peacock. Why? Doesn't need to be on Peacock at all.
It's true,
Just put it on national television.
It's true.
Just on national TV. I think that works for everybody. 913-586-7965 is our number. I want San Antonio to win. I really do. Because I love Victor Wembanyama as a player. I mean, the guy is an absolute unicorn. He's going to win Depoy this year. But also, the Thunder need to be knocked down a peg.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
You can't
Agreed.
be the most talented team in the league and the most unethical team in the league.
I mean,
okay?
you can because they are.
Take advantage of the fact that you've got 3 all-NBA players and a handful of other guys that could give you 15 to 20 a night. Like, you have SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. On top of that, you have Isaiah Hartenstein and Jared McCain and the other Jalen Williams. You've got Lou Dort on your team, Alex Caruso. I mean, you have injuries galore on your roster, and you're still 9 or 10 deep with talented players. You don't need to be throwing yourselves on the ground trying to win a freaking EGOT at the same time. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, look, to be fair, they constructed that team. They drafted amazingly. They've developed amazingly. They've signed free agent players amazingly. They play on the same, essentially same level playing field as every other NBA team. They've been able to construct something special. So
no question. And that's all well and good. Take advantage of that while you have it. I don't need you to try to win an Oscar.
Try to play devil's advocate. You know.
Stop flopping all over the place, SGA. You're about to win your second straight MVP. You don't need to do a full-blown fish out of water impression like, I don't know, like you're playing for Bayern Munich every time somebody puts a hand on you. Soapbox concluded. Logan Weber here with you alongside Julio Sanchez. After hours here on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City Sports. 96.5, The Fan.
When Bill Lambert started Midwest Heating, he realized something very quickly. The most important thing a customer can give you isn't their money, it's their trust. I'm Airman for Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Midwest and Lennox are now offering up to $1,400 rebates on high-efficiency home comfort systems and 0% 60-month financing with approved credit on these qualifying Lennox systems. Every day, we strive to meet the highest standards in the industry, yours. But we are human. If we make a rare mistake, we make it right, and right away. That's what Bill instilled in all of us. Now, the third generation stands on the shoulders of the past, improves on it, and passes it on to the next. Give us the chance to earn your business. Just dial 943-8787 or go to MidwestHeating.com. Trust your air to the best. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Game night's fun until someone spends 5 minutes lining up one shot. Chalk, breathe, re-chalk, still aiming. While they figure it out, I fire up Chumba Casino. I can spin anywhere, anytime, and there's always a new social casino game every week. Spins happen way faster than that shot. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Mom. Now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
San Antonio is telling the Thunder to just get the ball out of the net right now. Knocked down 7 triples in the first quarter already. And it's coming from everywhere. Wemby's got a couple. Devin Vassell's got a couple. Julian Champagne's hit a 3 in this game. Keldon Johnson knocked down a triple already, and so did Dylan Harper. They shoot the ball like that, we're going to see Game 7.
Much different at home.
And the NBA,
much different team.
They do a 2-3-2 format, correct? Spurs are the higher seeded team, so Game 7 would be in San Antonio, I believe, right?
No, it would be OKC's the higher team. OKC's 1, Spurs are 2.
So they must not do a 2-3-2 format.
It's
Is it 2-2-1-1-1? So games 1 and 2.
Check.
Okay.
Because the last one was in OKC. Spurs. It's in San Antonio tonight, and then OKC for the Game 7.
For some reason, I thought they did a 2-3-2 format. So yeah, it is a 2-2-1-1-1. The higher seeded team hosts games 1 and 2. Game 5 and Game 7. The lower seeded team, games 3, 4, and 6. Game 7 in OKC. Ooh, that's a tough one to try to overcome.
You want to beat the champ. You want to be the champ. You got to beat the champ, right?
Nah, no doubt about it, man.
To do it.
Meanwhile, the New York Knicks are just resting,
chilling,
getting themselves
breaking
ready,
pinkies,
putting together one of the most incredible Eastern Conference runs that we've seen. I mean, just purely, not even just Eastern Conference, just purely playoff runs we've seen in recent years. I mean,
to be fair, that's a pretty weak Eastern Conference.
That's a fair point. Fair point. But to win their 3 elimination games, like to win Game 6 against Atlanta, to win Game 4 against the Sixers, and to win Game 4 against the Cavs, those 3 games by an average of like 35 plus in series clinching games is just absurd. I mean, that game 4 against the Sixers, I watched that game live, start to finish. I've never seen shooting like that in an NBA game in my life. I was on the floor. I mean, watch it. Miles McBride hit like 6 threes in the first quarter. I'm like, they literally can't. They are physically incapable of missing shots. Do I think whoever wins the West is going to win the NBA Finals? I do. But this New York Knicks team is playing as good a brand as basketball as I've seen heading into the month of June in recent NBA history. They are playing that well right now. For a team that 3 months ago you thought was completely underwhelming their expectations after they were on the verge of the NBA Finals last year and they fired Tom Thibodeau, they got off to a sluggish start, seemed like things just weren't working. It clicked all of a sudden. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns play so well off of one another. You know, it seems like the rest of the guys, Josh Hart knows what his role is, and he plays it extremely, extremely well. McCall Bridges has gotten more comfortable playing off the ball in a wing defender role, 3 and D. I mean, they are so talented. But hey, if Mitchell Robinson misses time, that certainly swings things even further in the favor of whoever comes out of the West, who I think is inherently the more talented team to begin whatever series that'll end up being. 913-586-7965 is our number. Speaking of the NBA, when we come back, we have a new lottery rules that are in place in the association that are aimed to address the quote-unquote tanking that they believe happens with some of the league's worst teams in order to give themselves better draft position. I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about the ongoing situation at Chiefs OTAs. Patrick Mahomes is on the field to the surprise of nobody in Chiefs Kingdom, but it continues to baffle everybody in the outside world right now of just how quickly he's been able to return from his injury that he suffered last year. We also heard from Andy Reid today. Spoke on the Rashee Rice situation and what he makes of that, what the team makes of that as well. So we'll hear all of that coming up next here on After Hours. Logan Weber with you alongside Julio Sanchez, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
I'm worried. Since your accident, we've got medical bills and you're missing work.
I know. I just don't know where to start.
We call SWL Injury Law the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do.
If they can help us get through this.
We've helped people just like you recover what they deserve. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add 1 line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon. You wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell doesn't fudge on deliciousness. Our new black raspberry fudge ice cream in pints and half gallons combines black raspberry flavored ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a chocolate fudge swirl. The result is real. Taste the truth.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Price Chopper supermarkets and McKeever's markets.
You've got better things to do this summer than deal with old appliances. That's why right now at Lowe's, you can still get in on Memorial Day savings and get up to 45% off select major appliances. Plus, get up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. It's time to upgrade what's outdated. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/3. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
The Cody and Gold Garage Sale is Wednesday, June 10th. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. In Odyssey Sports Station.
You shouldn't be able to do that. At
That's just
7'5",
nasty.
you should not be able to do that.
Nasty work.
Crossover, step back, 28-footer. Wemby says, why don't you go inbound that, big boy? Ugh. Spurs up 13 after the end of the first quarter. Shooting the lights out right now. 8 threes on 14 attempts in the first quarter. 35-23. San Antonio leads it. Wemby's got 11 points and 5 rebounds in the first quarter.
Game to play tonight. Had a rough game last game, so.
This feels like the kind of game where Wemby's got to give you 35 minutes, maybe 40.
Yeah.
And probably equal number of points.
Got to be around that 30 mark.
I mean, 11 and 5 in the first quarter.
It's a good start.
He can hold on to that and give you like 40 and 20 the way he did in game 1. I know that's a ridiculous thing to ask of somebody, but I something tells me that you're not going to be able to keep this Thunder team down the way that you have them now without it. I mean, Wemby has 11 and 5 in the first quarter. If he finishes with 25 and 12, even with how well they shot it as a team in the first quarter and how poorly Oklahoma City did, I don't think that's going to be enough. I just don't. After hours here on 96.5 The Fan, Logan Weber here with you alongside Julio Sanchez, doing a great job producing the show for us tonight. More to talk about. We're going to get to OTAs from the Kansas City Chiefs because that began this week, obviously. We'll do that in just a minute. But we have a rule change in the NBA that has long been discussed. Seems like this is the right move for the league. Many would probably agree with that sentiment. Today, the NBA's Board of Governors voted 29-1 in favor of new lottery rules, new draft lottery format, which will begin next year with the 2027 NBA draft. The first big change with these new rules, the lottery is expanded. It's no longer 14 teams, it's actually 16 teams. So it's not just...
I like it.
It's no longer just the teams that don't make the playoffs that will have a lottery pick. It now means that the 8 seed, more or less, will have an opportunity. It goes specifically like this. The number 9 and 10 seeds, right, which would now participate in the play-in in each conference, will receive 2 lottery balls each. The losers of the 7-8 play-in games will each get 1 lottery ball. Previously, the league only drew odds for players with the bottom 4 records in the league, while the other 10 lottery teams were ordered by inverse record. Now, with this new rule, all 16 teams are in the drawing. There's also a new rule in place. You can no longer have back-to-back number 1 overall picks.
Love it.
It's a rule that Major League Baseball has in place as well. So, for example, right, the Wizards had the number 1 overall pick this year. They will not be able to have the number 1 overall pick next year. And teams are unable to have top 5 picks for 3 consecutive years. So,
I like it.
Say next year, the Utah Jazz are once again one of the worst teams in basketball. If they land inside the top 5, they can't.
Take note, baseball.
The Jazz, their first round pick, which is actually the Grizzlies' pick now, because Utah traded it for Jaren Jackson, I believe. If it can be no higher than the 6th overall pick in next year's draft. It is impossible for it to finish in the top 5 with the new rules in place. Teams also will not be able to have protected picks between 12 and 15 any longer, right? The NBA has the protected picks thing. You can protect it between like 1 and 6 and 7 and 11, whatever it is. You can no longer protect picks 12 through 15. Another practice aimed at preventing teams from building in a floor for a traded draft pick. There's a sunset provision with these rules that it will expire after the 2029 season. That's when there is an opt-out in the current CBA. I think this is a very interesting rule change. The teams with the 3 worst records will get 2 ping pong balls. The teams with the 4th through 10th worst records will each get 3. The 3 teams also have a floor now of picking 12th. So before, I think they could only finish as low as like 6th or 8th. If they were a top 3, if they had one of the 3 worst records in the league. Now they can finish with as low as the 12th pick in the draft lottery. Another way to incentivize teams to not just fall apart. So this is a fascinating look.
Can I just say that while they put a lot of effort into making all of these rules, that maybe they could have put a little bit more time into figuring out how they were going to be a little more transparent with the actual lottery system itself.
Yeah.
Could that have been a thing with all of these new draft rules they're implementing? Because I feel like that's probably more important than anything they just threw out.
That's fair. That's fair. And I mean, you talk about the transparency. One of the other things with this new rule change and with the added, the addition and subtraction of different ping pong balls, they're talking about making the draft lottery and the drawing the bingo balls out live again.
Yeah, why wouldn't they at this point? Why have they not done that?
Because now
this would end all conspiracy.
Yeah, in recent years, the lottery has basically just been, hey, these were pre-drawn. We're just going to have these big cards out and have a bunch of random front office people and franchise legends sitting at these tables.
Who cares at that point?
Yeah. Vince Carter looked so dejected during that NBA draft lottery. I felt so bad for Vince Sanity in that situation. Poor guy. I like it. I really do.
Yeah.
The team, yeah. So, again, this will no longer just incentivize teams to continue to be god-awful every single year so that they can continue to stockpile elite picks and elite talent year after year after year. Looks like Oklahoma City got in just under the gun.
I was just gonna mention that.
I mean, I don't know how fair that is necessarily, because I mean, like, their best player they traded for with SGA. They took Chet with a top 5 pick. I don't think Jalen Williams was a top, like, he was. I mean, I think he was a lottery guy, but I don't think he was like the number 5 overall pick or anything. I'm trying to remember. He was, like, he played like he was the 12th overall pick out of Santa Clara.
It's good scouting.
And I mean, obviously, there's been plenty of teams that have been stuck inside that top 5, top 10 pick range.
I was going to say, there's a lot of those bottom feeding teams that have had top 5 picks, top 8 picks for years and still
we've seen
consistently at the bottom.
The Wizards are constantly picking in the top 5, and they're still horrific. The Hawks they were doing the same thing up until the point where they landed Trae Young and they made that one Eastern Conference Finals run, and then they went right back to obscurity. But they've hit on some things a little bit outside of the guy that they took top 2 last year, and Zachary Risachet, who
Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento's in a similar spot. Charlotte for a long time was in the same spot, but between Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball and Con Knipple, they seem to have something brewing there in Charlotte.
Weird last name, by the way. This doesn't roll off the tongue very nice.
Con Knipple?
You didn't have to repeat it, but thank you.
It's just you're the one that pointed it out.
You're
the one that pointed it out. You're the one that
weird ring to it.
Why is that?
It's weird.
What's weird? What's weird about the last name Knipple, Julio? Let me know.
It's not a pleasant roll off the tongue. It
isn't. You're right.
I don't need to go any more in depth into that.
And I don't know what it is about the K. at the beginning. Like, it's
Why does it? I mean, look, if it
doesn't
wasn't
make it
pronounced,
better.
it would be even more. It'd be even worse.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it doesn't make it that much better either, does it?
It doesn't.
Just feels like it just feels like an awkward sound you're making before you just say the word nipple. I don't know.
Play with your nipple. Playing with See, we're off the rails here. We're totally off the rails.
Okay.
I mean, we're playing a game. There's nothing wrong with that. He's got teammates.
Well, I mean, at least you said you're playing with yours and not somebody else's.
I mean, look, we got to move on here.
Yeah,
This
we
is getting
do.
off the rails.
You're right.
I can
You're
go
right.
somewhere. We're
You're
not
right.
going to go down this road.
We need
you know?
we need a break. We need
It's
a
better than
reprieve.
Royals talk.
We need a
better than Royals
reprieve.
talk.
Yes, anything's better than Royals talk. Hey, let's do that. Let's do that when we come back. I said earlier in the show, I kind of wanted to just like
Let's nipple that on back,
worst
you know?
answers only. What are some things you would rather do right now than watch the Royals play? And I'm not talking about fun things. I'm talking about extremely unfun, death-defying sort of things that you think might just be a little bit more entertaining than watching the Royals get beat 15-1 by the New York Yankees. I want to see some creative-ass answers when we come back. Logan Weber here alongside Julio Sanchez. You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
As a paramedic, do you recommend seatbelts?
I'm definitely an advocate for seatbelts.
Why?
When you're in a wreck, the seatbelt immediately will lock you in place and hold you exactly where you are. And if the vehicle rolls, spins, or just sustains a lot of force, you're going to stay right where you are, protected and cushioned. That's how they're designed.
But it's my choice if I wear one. You can't make me.
It's your decision, but you're going to see me if you decide to not wear your seatbelt, and it might not be a good situation for you.
Always buckle up. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information.
Hey guys, it's Rob Brennan from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan. We're excited to launch Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the World Cup with our friends at 98.1 KMBZ.
And I'm Scott Parks from Dana & Parks. This is about Kansas City, not about soccer. Telling the story of how our town ended up hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes drop every Wednesday starting on March 4th, plus video clips on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ social channels.
Subscribe to Beyond the Pitch KC on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So we can all agree that nobody's enjoying watching Royals baseball right now.
Yeah, that's accurate.
They're 22-34. The Royals are 5-15 over their last 20 games. It's unfun to watch, especially after you just got embarrassed over the course of 3 days against the New York Yankees. I mean, they were outscored like 26-4 in those 3 games at Kauffman Stadium against the New York Yankees. And are the Yankees inherently a much better baseball team than the Royals? Without question. But God, I don't think any of us expected it to be that bad, especially going into the year.
It's not competitive at all.
So, trying to make levity of the situation, of how unfun Royals baseball is right now.
Text line is coming through tremendously.
I want to know, what are some things that you would rather do than watch Royals baseball? And these are not fun things. This is a worst answers only edition. Okay. Earlier in the show, I brought this up and I got a couple texts at the beginning of the show and I want to share them. I got a 913 says, be stuck in an elevator with my ex-wife. That doesn't sound like that would be super fun for you, but maybe just slightly better than watching the Royals. I'd rather go to the dentist and the DMV in the same day at this point. Oh, that's a rough day, my man. God, I went to the DMV.
Full day commitment right there.
Yeah. I went to the DMV 6 months ago, maybe. No, it wasn't 6 months ago. It was 4 months ago, I guess. 3. It was my birthday and my driver's license expired. So I had to go. I went to a DMV in Blue Springs. I was there for 4 hours.
My Platte County, I'm in and out. No problems for me.
Good for you, man. I was not. That Blue Springs DMV had it out for me. I'd rather put on a blindfold and merge onto I-35 North from Southwest Boulevard during a torrential downpour. Whoa.
That's a painful one.
That is pain. That is, first of all, incredibly descriptive, and I appreciate that from you.
Agreed.
I'd rather get a colonoscopy. Oh.
To be fair, you're passed out usually during that,
I'd rather moonwalk across a broken glass floor and then soak my feet in alcohol and salt. Oh, my God. I'd rather get a root canal from Ray Charles with no pain meds while Edward Scissorhands checks my prostate.
That's also very descriptive. Very painful, very creative.
Oh.
A+ for you, sir.
Wow.
Or ma'am.
That's awesome. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I would rather watch Aaron Rodgers and Phillip Rivers run the 40-yard dash than the Royals.
I love that.
That sounds
simple but effective.
That sounds incredibly painful for everybody involved.
Who's going to tear their ACL first?
I'd rather eat a quart jar of Carolina Reapers, drink the juice, and wipe with sandpaper. Sandpaper? That's crazy. What's interesting is that actually brings up one of the first ideas that I had. Mine are admittedly not this detailed. Mine are not this creative. I would rather tape my eyes shut and be forced to watch the final season of Game of Thrones again. Okay, once was enough.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd rather eat the food you left overnight in the station.
According to the morning show.
I thought
pretty
we were.
rank when
I
they
thought
walked
we were
in.
past this.
No, that's a solid pull. Thank
It was
you
like
for
2
listening.
months ago.
It's a regular listener right there.
It was like 2 months ago, man.
It's never going away.
It hasn't happened since. All right, I've made.
That's right.
Incredibly.
You've
I don't.
learned your lesson.
I'm
You've
no
been
longer
shamed
bringing
enough.
food in the studio. Okay. I'm trying. I've really tried hard
Well
not to
played,
do that anymore.
Listener, well played.
That was well done. Another person says root canal. I would rather clean a Waffle House bathroom with nothing more than a toothbrush in my bare hands. That's one of the
No
first ones
gloves,
I thought
no
of.
gloves.
Nope. I'd rather drink gasoline and pee on a fire. I really want to know this. Now I want to know the science behind that. Like, I don't know. I feel like your body's got a pretty good filtration system. If you drank gas, first of all, I don't think you get
We're
far
not
enough
advocating
along
for this, by the way.
No, I don't think you get. I need
But-
Mythbusters to try to figure this out as best they can. I am not reading that.
Yeah.
I am. That
Something
is
about
that
gas
is
and Lizzo.
that is
and-
insane. I am not reading that.
Yeah. It's not. It's funny. I don't think we can say that. So thank you.
Get stuck in a porta potty during a tornado. Somebody's done that. So that's happened to somebody
Yeah,
before.
Yeah.
Slide down a razor blade into a pool of alcohol. Yikes. Yeah, mine are inherently like not this painful. Like I was like,
but this
clean the Waffle
describes-
House bathroom with my bare hands and a toothbrush.
You ask for painful things, more painful things than watching the Royals.
Yeah,
this is where we're at.
Fair. I would rather, and this is, this is recency bias a little bit for me because we just did a whole bunch of like remodeling at our house because we had an appraisal recently. We refinanced our house, and so we had a bunch of drywall that we had to take out, put new drywall in. I would rather spend 8 hours a day, every day, for 2 consecutive weeks, mudding, taping, and sanding drywall than watching the Kansas City Royals.
I'd do you one better with that same scenario, but scraping popcorn ceilings.
Ugh. We don't have popcorn ceilings at our house. We have textured ceilings. We have like textured walls, textured ceilings, which we have talked about getting rid of.
Have fun with that. Oh, I'd rather watch the 2012 Chiefs highlights.
Ugh.
I mean, look, if you're looking for something negative, or if we're talking banners and paper bags over heads, it's entertaining.
That's fair. I'd rather watch 2012 Chiefs and 2012 Royals highlights back to back. How bad is that?
That's
huh?
impressive.
I don't think I could get through it. I have to be institutionalized.
I'd rather watch Sporting KC play this season.
I'd rather watch someone pull my fingernails out one at a time. Ouch. I'd rather bury a rotting corpse without respiratory protection. That's dark.
A little morbid.
That's dark.
A little morbid.
That's pretty dark, man. I'd rather rewatch Super Bowl 56.
Oh, that's borderline, man. That one's borderline for me. I don't know. That's pretty painful. That's pretty
Right? Wasn't
painful.
that? Did I have that one right? No. Super Bowl 56 wasn't that Bengals Rams? So that would have been what, Super Bowl 59.
No, but this 816, this might be too far. I have cancer surgery tomorrow. If I knew the rest of the season was going to be like this, I might skip it.
That's insane.
That is crazy talk. First of all,
That's
I hope
so
all
damn
goes well
funny.
with you for tomorrow. God bless you. The fact that you can make light of that, good for you. That's where we're at right now, right there. That's a perfect summation of where we're at with Royals baseball this season.
That's so damn
My
funny,
gosh.
but that made my stomach hurt. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'd rather spray lemon juice in my eyes. Woof. Dude, some of these are hilarious, but there's just no way.
You guys, you're getting out of control. We can't even read some of these, guys.
There's just no way I can read some of these. Nope.
We cannot do anything involving fecal matter. We cannot read that.
No, or specific body parts of any kind. I just like
or specific kinks of any kind.
Yeah,
we can't do this kind of stuff,
folks.
guys. Let's be realistic here.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that one's
Yeah.
The car ride.
Yeah, dude, these are absurd, and I feel so bad, man.
It's too soon for that one.
I feel so because these are funny, but dear God, folks, like this is not. Some of this is not great radio because we're reading them and we're dying, but we can't share them. Okay, there's this organization out there. I don't know if you're aware of it. This organization is called the Federal Communications Commission, otherwise known as the FCC, okay? And they would have my hide and Julio's hide and this station as a whole's hide if I was to read some of these out loud.
This one essentially alluding to they'd rather ride in a car than with somebody that is in a very popular Netflix docuseries right now.
Ooh.
So,
yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
It's a crazy one. It's a crazy text.
Dude, this one from this one 8161 about the nursing home, that's inherently hilarious. I am not the guy to read that on the radio.
No, I'm going to hard pass on that.
I
one
am
too.
that is not for me.
Use your imaginations.
That one is not. I am incapable of that one, but I just want you to know that it is hilarious and that would be incredibly difficult for you. All right. Do you have any other ones? Any other ones you could think of?
Look, the cancer one, that just... I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Brilliant.
insane. I'm trying to rack my brain on some other ones. I just feel like I lack the creativity that some of these people are bringing through the text line.
Hey, at least we know the people are listening tonight, you know?
The people are listening.
It takes certain things to get them...
The people have found some creative,
going, you know?
Some creatively awful things that they would rather do.
I'm a little concerned for some of you with some of the things that have been texted in. Yeah. Oh, boy. Some of you guys have issues.
You know, I got one other one that I have. Okay, when I was in college, I had a situation where after a football game, because I went to Northwest Missouri State. It was after a Northwest football game. A buddy of mine and we decided to go over and, have ourselves a few drinks. Ended up getting in a wee bit of trouble, for being, let's say, not above the legal drinking age. So I kind of had to figure out some things to do to sort of pay for the ticket, pay for the lawyer, and et cetera. So for about a year, I was a parking operations assistant on campus at Northwest Missouri State. You may be asking what that is. I wrote tickets. I wrote parking tickets.
Very deceiving title.
I always say parking operations assistant because when people hear that I wrote parking tickets, my family likes to when that conversation gets brought up about when I used to do
Very
that.
Descriptive.
I get called a meter maid.
Yeah. It's a very deceiving job title.
So I would rather do that for half a decade. And it was awful. You'd be surprised just how much colder it gets up there, just 90 minutes north of Kansas City. But those days where I would work like a 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. in January, where like the high temperature was 9 degrees, and I'm out there with long johns, 2 pairs of sweatpants, a pair of jeans, and overalls, with 3 pairs of socks and muck boots, walking around writing parking tickets in 8 inches of snow.
That sounds
awful.
Yep.
I held a sign at a stoplight for a jewelry store that was going out of business in college. True story. I did that 4 hours a day, every day. It was a jewelry store that was going out of business.
Quit after
so they had like a 12-foot PVC pipe that they had zip tied. They had zip tied. No,
flip and do tricks.
No,
and do that
it was
kind
like
of
it was
stuff,
a giant piece of PVC pipe that had zip tied signs to it that was like going out of business, all jewelry up to 70% off, where, and I just sat at this intersection. It was a 4-way stoplights. And I just sat there 4 hours a day, every day for about 2 months before this jewelry store went out of business. It was awful. But hey, I got paid $20 an hour. Straight cash, homie. Under the table.
Not bad for back then.
Do what I had to do, man. You got to get it done in college.
Like
I'd rather do that.
On their part. They went out of business.
I'd rather spend 4 hours writing parking tickets and then go stand at a street corner and hold a sign for 4 hours every day for a half decade than watch the Royals play baseball right now. Somebody said, I would rather get pulled over 3 times in one day by the same state trooper. That feels oddly specific.
Yeah, it feels like it touches pretty close to home.
That feels like that happened to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to hear that. I'd rather get kicked in the nuts by Joe Rogan. Again, folks.
Rather be the masseuse for Deshaun Watson or Justin Tucker. I'm not going to let that one just go under the radar and not read it.
Wow. Oh, okay. And so now
sports related.
It is sports related. That's fair. Sports related. It's true. Somebody just said I'm a narc. I did what I had to do. All right.
Look, they're out of business. What are they going to do?
Just so you know, I didn't get fired. I got asked to not come back to the job the next semester because of all the parking attendants, the parking assistants that the Northwest Police Department had. I wrote the fewest number of tickets by a lot. Like they had to create a quota, like you have to write X number of tickets every month, sort of thing, more or less. They didn't say it was a quota, but it was a quota, and I hit the quota once.
Good for you, sir. Good for you. Way to set the bar low.
What is with all the bodily fluids? I'd rather poop in both hands and clap. Why? First, that's awful. It's creative. But goodness gracious. All right. Enough of that. That was fun. It was absurd. A lot of these were absurd. Half of them were so funny, but obviously, absolutely could not be said on air. But I appreciate you guys getting involved. 913-586-7965 is our number. Boy, I was planning on doing this in the 6 o'clock hour, but I have pushed it long enough. I want to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. OTAs this week. Mahomes is on the field, and Andy Reid spoke about the Rashee Rice situation. We'll discuss that next here on After Hours. Logan Weber alongside Julio Sanchez, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99. It includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey, it's Rob Britton from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, and we're excited to announce the launch of Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the World Cup with our friends over at 98.1 KMBZ.
And Rob, I'm Scott Parks from Dana and Parks on KMBZ. Beyond the Pitch KC will feature the biggest names who made the World Cup in Kansas City possible, plus the biggest storylines heading into this summer's tournament. This is not a podcast about soccer. Don't get us wrong. This is a podcast about Kansas City. This is a podcast for Kansas City. And this is a podcast that'll tell the story of how our town is hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes will be released every Wednesday starting on March 4th, as well as video clips that can be seen on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ's social channels.
Subscribe and download to Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series with myself and Rob Brenton on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes and get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
OTAs are now in full swing for the Kansas City Chiefs, and today's practice, after Tuesdays and Wednesdays closed practices, were open to the media today. And there were a few things to take away. You know, I read articles from several people, including Blair Kirchhoff, Pete Sweeney of the Kansas City Star, and many others. And there were some interesting takeaways from today's practice. The biggest one is that, and we've all seen the videos on social media, I'm sure, Mahomes is participating in OTAs. I would not have expected that. I would have thought like mandatory minicamp. You know, I would have thought training camp for sure. Maybe getting some reps in preseason games and be ready to go week one. I never would have dreamed that he would be participating in OTAs at the end of May after tearing his ACL in November.
Man's the GOAT for a reason.
He was wearing a leg brace, and he didn't participate in any full team 11-on-11 periods, but in individual work, 7-on-7, he was doing his thing, moved extremely well, according to reports, both laterally and vertically. So extremely good signs. Makes me even more. I was 99% confident he'd be ready to go week one. I'm at 100% right now, barring the worst, another injury. I have no reason to doubt Patrick Mahomes' availability in week one, let alone the preseason at this point. Of course, the Chiefs are without their number one receiver right now in Rashee Rice, as he is currently spending the better part of a month, 30 days, inside of jail for violating his probation, on top of the fact that he had a second knee surgery. So he is not with the team at OTAs. But members of the team spoke with the media today, including Andy Reid, and he was very upfront about the situation with Rashee Rice and what's going on with him, saying there's stuff that he can learn from this.
As far as Rashee goes, we're aware of the situation. The league's aware of it. We've talked to the league. We get it. And as far as any further ado to that, there's been no talk about anything further. We're moving forward just normal as we go here. When he gets back, we got to get him caught up and doing what it's not an easy thing he's going through. So life lessons are important, but we're all given chances to learn, and so he's in that position now.
That quote, more than anything else, tells me there's been maybe there's been conversations, but there's been no real thought put into parting ways with Rashee Rice, at least as of this point. Of course, Andy mentioned, there's lessons to be learned in that, and players make mistakes, people make mistakes, but
the tone of it sounded like he was a little exhausted from it, though.
I can imagine. Exhausted, disappointed. Certainly,
Both.
I can imagine he would be extremely disappointed. I mean, this is difficult, and there's something to be said for, he violated his probation because he tested positive for marijuana, and it's, hey, marijuana, that's a very interesting subject to get into the weeds on, because it's legal in so many parts of the country now, and the league itself, the NFL no longer tests for it as a banned or an illegal substance. I don't know. It just seems kind of strange, but it was a part of the terms of his probation, and you can't argue with the fact that he violated those terms by testing positive for THC. So he is ordered to serve these 30 days. Once he's done with that, the expectation is that he'll still be ready to go with the team for training camp, but missing a time period like OTAs after the injuries and suspensions and things of the past with him. This is an important period of time. And without him, other guys have had to take, have seemingly started to take advantage of the opportunities. Pete Sweeney of the Kansas City Star pointed out today that Jalen Royals was a guy who really stood out to him during both 7-on-7 and the full team periods of OTAs today, that he is more or less, I think the exact quote was, trying to put his regrettably forgetful rookie season behind him and get ready for year two. So, I mean, Jalen Royals apparently stood out today in practice. Xavier Worthy, who of course he had off-season surgery, so he was in non-contact jersey today. So he wasn't allowed to really fully get into the scheme of things, but he made some outstanding catches during the course of practice as well. No Travis Kelce, no Chris Jones at OTAs this afternoon. Jaden Hicks was in a non-contact jersey. But one of the big things that stood out to me in reading reports of today's open practice is the demeanor of the offense and how different, according to reports, it was today compared to how it's been over the past few years, with the injection of course, EB back as the offensive coordinator of this team, but also pointed reports coming out about DeMarco Murray and the way he interacts with the running backs, Chad O'Shea with the wide receivers. They talked about how Sean O'Shea, he was getting in guys' face, Chad O'Shea. He was getting in players' faces. He was very vocal. He was very fiery. Fits seamlessly with what Eric Bieniemy has on the offensive side. Apparently, at one point, there was a big pass from Patrick Mahomes to Xavier Worthy that led to Eric Bieniemy visibly celebrating on the field and on the sideline. He was very he was very outward in his appreciation of what the offense did on that particular play and how they executed it. I think that's very, very intriguing.
Are you saying that the fact that they now have professional, experienced positional coaches who care and expect professional players to be professionals and hold them accountable may or may not make a difference? Is that what you're saying?
We're gonna find out.
All right.
We're gonna find out just how much the lack of experienced position coaches and the lack of an offensive coordinator who was beloved by the players, but at times seemed like he was maybe more concerned with that
may have
than
been a bit of a pushover,
putting them in the right positions, right?
Or holding them accountable.
Matt Nagy's been known as a player's coach for a very, very long time.
Which works maybe as a head coach.
That
someone has to be the bad guy.
That's a very fine line between being a player's coach, where you feel like you have the players know that you love them and you respect them and yada yada yada. But when you border into trying to become their friend, you can sort of lose control of a certain situation. And maybe that was the case with Matt Nagy. We're going to find out. I mean, it's very evident that Eric Bieniemy's not there to make friends. He's there to make football players. And we're going to find out real quick just how much of an impact that can make on this Chiefs team moving forward. 913-586-7965 is our number. When we come back, we're going to get things wrapped up here on this Thursday night edition of After Hours. Logan Weber here with you, hosting tonight's program alongside my producer, Julio Sanchez. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball's back. BetMGM, the official partner of Major League Baseball, is bringing the high heat all season long. All season long, you can log into the BetMGM app and receive top-tier promos that put you in the batter's box and up the excitement for America's pastime. Step up to the plate all season with Swing for the Fences, the free-to-play game where every swing could score you rewards. We're talking parlay boost tokens, odds boost tokens, same-game parlay boosts, and even bonus spins all season long. And the action doesn't stop there. Get more out of every at-bat and every inning with MLB same-game parlay boosts. Stack your picks and boost your potential payout. Plus, lock in bigger value with MLB odds boost tokens and MLB parlay boost tokens all season long. More boosts, more swings, more chances to win. Download the BetMGM app and step up to the plate today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. Existing customer offers subject to eligibility requirements. Please gamble responsibly.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon. You wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell doesn't fudge on deliciousness. Our new black raspberry fudge ice cream in pints and half gallons combines black raspberry flavored ice cream with dark chocolate flavored chunks and a chocolate fudge swirl. The result is real. Taste the truth.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at all Hen House markets and select Fun Fresh locations.
Spring is here. Now's the time to get your air conditioner ready with a $49 AC tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. A tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery, staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
This is a good way to end the show tonight. Kind of goes with the theme that we had at the beginning of the 8 o'clock hour, where we complained about unethical hoops with the Oklahoma City Thunder and talked about all the horrific things we'd rather do than watch the Royals play baseball.
Okay.
I just saw this tweet from Ty Lawson. if you know basketball, then you know Ty Lawson. Longtime NBA player. North Carolina. Won a title with the Tar Heels in 2009 and ended up in the league for years. Played for the Nuggets, played for the Rockets, the Pacers. I think his last stop might have been... Played for Sacramento, and then I think he might have got picked up again. Yeah, I played for the Wizards in 2018. That was his last stop in the NBA. But this was his tweet earlier today. And it is 4 things I'd rather do than be a Thunder fan. Goes right in line with what we were talking about earlier. What things we'd rather do than watch Royals baseball. Number 1, play hide and go seek with Jeffrey Dahmer in an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese. That's awful. Yeah, that sounds horrific.
Descriptive.
Number 2, be a parachute tester for Timu. Timu for some people. Number 3, stick my in a blender. All right, Ty. Number 4, lick a porta potty toilet seat at Coachella. Gross. Y'all are some losers. That was the end of his tweet. Okay, Ty.
The timing of that is just phenomenal.
Yeah, just after we just went through that whole thing about Royals baseball, I saw that tweet from Ty Lawson on my For You page, and I'm like, okay.
It's almost like someone who's listening, you know?
Interesting. Second half just started. Spurs Thunder. Spurs up 7. Looks like Wemby just got called for a goaltend that I'm not entirely sure was one.
Looked like it was still going up to me. Yeah, OKC ain't laying down, though.
No, they're not.
Why they're the champs.
Right now, Victor Wembanyama leads all scorers with 22 points. Devin Vassell had a really good first half. He knocked down 4 triples. He's got 12. Dylan Harper off the bench. Efficient. 12 points on 6 shots, 2 of 3 from the three-point line so far in this game in just 14 minutes of action. So far in this game, the Spurs bench, they've played limited minutes tonight, right? It's been Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson, Carter Bryant, Luke Cornett, and Dylan Harper. Those 5 guys have played not many minutes. Dylan Harper played 14 minutes. The other 4 guys combined played 23 minutes. But the Spurs bench is has a combined 19 points in the first half. Keldon Johnson's 2 for 2. Carter Bryant's 1 for 2. Dylan Harper 5 for 6. Luke Cornett 0 for 1. But pretty efficient first half. And Oklahoma City Thunder, they didn't shoot the ball well from the perimeter in the first half. See if those fortunes change for them here in the second half, or if we get a Game 7 in these Eastern Conference Finals. We are all hoping for that one. That'll do it for our show tonight. For my producer, Julio Sanchez, I'm Logan Weber. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for getting involved in the text line. Thanks for sending the most ridiculously creative things you'd rather do than watch the Royals play bad baseball right now. Hey, guess what? The Royals are back in action tomorrow. Look forward to that here on your home for Kansas City Sports, 96.5, The Fan.
You're listening to After Hours on your home for Kansas City